3rd and goal. Pollard drops straight back, looks to his right, throws on the run, come back, here comes Boyd, cutting it up. He'll jog right into the end zone untouched. Give it to Barrett, he'll scamper through and on his feet. He's gonna outrun everybody. There goes Tim Barrett, and the Trojans are on the board as Barrett goes streaking down the far side. Pollard out of the pistol, good protection. He'll throw one to the end zone, has got Holbein there, who hauls it in. Holbein with a big touchdown.
We had a hard-working group and led by a sound, quality group of seniors, and 12 of them who graduated, 12 of them who produced a lot throughout their careers, and certainly this season as well. But it started early. We added 11 first game against Davenport, and then ran through our pre-league schedule that included Division II, FCS, and then always the stout MSFA teams that we faced. And you're right. You know, weekly there were outcomes. We had close games. We won a couple close games, and we lost a number of those close games. And ultimately, you know, as you look at it, there were weeks we felt like we were an improved football team, and you know, we got a lot of fundamentals also moving into the off season that are going to be in place in terms of depth and players returning and competition at positions. And you know, we got to get healthy coming out of this season. We got to replace some seniors who've provided a lot of production coming out of this season. But it's always going to be an exciting ride and a big journey when you're playing mid-states football. Yeah, we'll bring in 20-some guys, maybe 20, 22. We don't have large classes. Part of it's our roster size and locker room size, but you know, it becomes a tight unit of brothers, a tight unit, family unit, and yet it kind of puts a premium on production. It puts a premium on good health and across the whole roster. But we didn't graduate anybody in the offensive line or in the secondary, and every other area, you know, had a graduate or two. But those are some areas we're going to bolster those areas, go recruit in each spot, and really kind of build the middle of the roster. Though, when you look at linebackers, running backs, O-line, D-line, we're going to bring in some edge players and some skill players, but it's really kind of up the middle, in the middle of the roster. They've been stalwart competitors and stalwart hard-working guys through the 4 years, and they've tasted some success, you know, and really have had some resilience. Some of them have come back from injury. We've had 5 fifth-year guys who've returned to the program, and some of those careers were interrupted with an injury or a you know, bumpy start. It could have been, but they came back, you know, competed, led their teammates, and this has been a resilient group, and it's also been a group who's achieved on and off the field. You know, some of these guys have been some of our leading GPA players who've performed very well in the classroom and had an impact not only on the team and the team GPA, of course, but on their teammates, and setting a culture of achievement, setting a culture of continual learning. You know, and you can go down the list. As Wilson, who backed up at quarterback this season, especially late in the season, came through his career, you know, and finished out as a 5th-year player who got significant playing time and really contributed well down the end here. It was demonstrated that he was always learning, always competing, always preparing, and doing that among his teammates to make them better. But then he got the payout and how he finished his career out. You had Hans, who was productive throughout his whole career. As a tight end, he had 18 touchdowns in his career. He had 7 this season in his senior year and over 1,000 career yards at a tight end position. We knew we had some strength in the defensive line with Jay Johnson, and we knew that you know, offensively and defensively, we felt our strength would be in the trenches this season. And the weeks that we were most healthy, and the week were the weeks we were in stride, running the football, defending the run, being the most balanced. And his absence will be significant, but we've got guys who played behind him in some of the games he was out with injury, and they performed well. And Josh Keith played both sides of the football, not in a given game, but began the season. He was a career defensive lineman. He began the season and went through last spring ball as an offensive center and really produced for us and helped throughout those first 6 or 7 games. And again, as a result of injuries and some of the depth, he went to the defensive line and really just went back home in some respects and finished the season off on that side. So when you think of kind of self-sacrificial, hardworking, team-oriented, you know, I give you 3 examples right there of seniors. I could speak about them all, and that filters down through our whole team. You know, and every year in the senior class, the seniors provide leadership, and of course your captains. This year they came out of the senior class, namely in Blake Wheeler and Hans Lundberg and Kyle Windebank, and those guys played on special teams, and you know, just had an impact across offense, defense, again, special teams, in season, out of season, team leaders, but also one-on-one guys who just poured into the lives of their teammates, and that's part of the legacy that they left behind, and the other seniors in addition to them. We've seen progress, and here's what we know: the progress is not going to end at the end of the season. It's going to continue thereafter. And for the guys who return to play, that's exciting that they get to put it into practice again in their playing career. For the guys who go on and graduate, there's going to be a lot of progress and fruit in the years to come. But developing relationships that are healthy, that are meaningful, and that are lasting. And that's teammate to teammate. Developing relationships and their relationship and their walk with the Lord Himself. And how that's going to be established partly through their competition and their involvement with Taylor football. You know, and it has challenged them in multiple areas: physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, and it does that day after day, week after week, season after season. And so that's going to bring forth great fruit. And our guys, you know, our guys have a lot of pride in what they put into it, and they're going to have a lot of pride in what they get out of it. And what they get out of it is going to continue throughout the years ahead.